gotten into a little time of worship together. I mean, I like to think all this is worship personally. I'm a Colossians 3 guy myself. Colossians 3. Whatever you do in word or deed, do it all for the glory of the G-O-D. Hey. Okay, so I think that we're worshiping right now in whatever we do in word or deed. So, let's see. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. I'm gonna chill it out for a minute. So, this is a song I wrote. I had a really crummy job one summer. Anybody ever had a really... If it's your current job and you're a youth director or a pastor, I don't want to make people feel bad. Okay, so I had a bad job. I worked for Sprint, and what used to happen is people would say, I'm so angry at you, I'm gonna... Called nepotism, like she knew somebody who knew somebody. So she never actually had our crappy little job. So every time that something would go wrong, when it was time to talk to her, we're like, we can't bring it to her because she doesn't know what it's like. For a long time, I thought that God was the same way. God, you're this big old God, we're these little... And then I started reading this thing called the Bible. And I started learning about this guy named Jesus. And Jesus, in his whole life, he basically says the two most powerful words you can say to another human being. Me too. See, God has been through it because God came down to this earth and experienced all this mess that we're in right now. God experienced all of that through Jesus. So here's the thing. When I was young and I remember, going to try to give my friend a high five, and he says, we don't like you anymore. And he basically like turned his back on me, and he said, he basically abandoned me. My friends did when I was in 5th grade. You might laugh at it like you're in 5th grade, get over it. But it really hurt. And I remember thinking, if there's only somebody about Jesus is in the corner like, excuse me. Yeah, you see this guy named Judas? Yeah, he did me dirty. Do you see what he did? Do you see this guy named Peter? You see that right there? He totally turned his back on me when I needed him. That's trifling. I don't appreciate that. And then it goes to, I'm sitting there at high school graduation hoping that my dad will show up. My dad doesn't come. I remember getting my diploma and feeling forsaken by my father and saying, if only somebody knew what it's like to not, to feel forsaken by their father. And Jesus is like, my father, why have you forsaken me? He spoke those words on the cross. And then the third thing that happened was I was holding hands with my friends as one of my close friends passed away. And he was dying of leukemia. And we all sat there in the hospital bed, and we held hands, and we sang Amazing Grace, and we just wept. And it's like, man, nobody knows what that's like to lose a good friend and to weep. And Jesus is like, excuse me, you ever heard of this dude named Lazarus? He was my friend. He passed away, and I wept. So the good news is that we have a God who moves into this neighborhood, us in this struggle, and who says, me too. So the next time you feel alone in your struggles, next time you feel alone in what you're going through, know that there's one who's been through it, and one who's already redeemed it, one who's already won the battle over death and over sorrow and over struggle. So this song is called What It's Like, and it's just a little song about incarnation. That's a big fancy word for God putting on skin. Nice. I got you. You'll be my hype man. You'll be my Flavor Flav. Give me a second. Okay. So when I say like, you say like. What it's like? Like. That's pretty much all you got to do. Easy enough. DJ Kevin. Let's give it up for DJ Kevin. Also, got to give a shout out to the